Good morning and welcome to my channel. This is Oliver coming to you from Youghal by the Sea in Ireland over here in Europe. Friday has come again. In fact, Friday has come and gone, but this is the diabolical, I don't mean that in any bad way, it's the way they describe it, Sudoku from the Telegraph of the 4th of February 2022. And it's now Saturday morning, by the way. I just didn't get around to it yesterday, so let's see what I can do with it. I ran it through the Duncan Sudoku Solver and it came back saying we're going to need uniques and chains, but apart from that it should be okay. And it only rated it as a difficulty of 21, and well, I'd hate to come across one of their 99 ones now. Okay, time to do a little bit of work. First thing that we do is the singles and the hidden singles. Right, this is Sven's Sudoku pad, and I put a link up there if you've never used it before. It's the solution of another puzzle, and at the very beginning of it I show how to use this pad and how I normally start. We start off just by, there's a 1, there's a 1, nothing to do there, there's 1 up here, 1 going across, we still can't fill in anything. 1 going across here, 1 going across here, so we can fill a 1 in here. Now, it's a bit boring watching me doing this, so I'll stop the recording and just do it myself. Right, this is what I got now after the first run through. I just went through each of the numbers 1 to 9. Now, I'm going to do it again and we'll see what comes out after the second run through. As in, basically, I'm just going to start off with 1 again, just check through everything again because extra cells have been filled, so the second time through we should get a couple of extra ones. And here on the 5 I can see that I had made a mistake earlier on. This one comes down here, that goes across, and this one comes down, so I should have had 2 Snyder pairs or a pair of Snyder 5s in here, so I'll just stick those in. And now on the 6 there's also a change. No change there, but here we can now stick in a 6 in here, which is very handy because there'll only be 1 left then. So that's going to be a 6, and the only one left here now is going to be a 9. So if we continue on now with this 6, because this now opens up this one to a Snyder pair here. And I think that's the only changes now in the 6s. Yeah, we still have too many there. Okay, so I'll continue on with the 7. I'll come back to you. Right, we'd expect something different with the 9 since we've added a 9. So over here, we're going to get 2 9s here, which will be very handy. Where else do we have one? There's a 9 coming down here. So we're going to have, well, we already have 2 9s there, and I think that's it. Yep, that's as far as I can see, that's all we can get out of it. So not as good as I'd hoped, but I just want to mark out a couple of pairs. I like pairs when I find them. So there's a 6 9 pair there, that's good, and there's a 5 7 pair here, and that's all we got. I was hoping we'd get a bit more than that now, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd be interested to know what, well, okay, 6 9 pair there, so what can we put in? There's going to be another pair here between these two, and that'll finish off that row for us. If we just scan it quickly, it'll have to be a 4 3, so we'll just stick in a 3 in there, and that'll give us another pair. There's another one here. This will have to be a 6 9 as well, so look, might as well put that in as well while I'm here. Put that in as a 6 and colour it green. And you know what, might as well just finish these off. This will be a 2 6, and this other one is going to be a 2 6 9. Now just moving on, this one is full, so I'm just going to populate this house and this house. I'm feeling this one will give me something because I already know what's in 1 2 3 5 cells there, only know 2, so maybe this one first, but I just have a feeling we'll get something here. So I'll go and populate them and I'll be back to you in a second. Well, in the end I decided I'd populate both houses, house number 3 and house number 9, And just as well that I did, I got an 8 here and I got a 2 here. So with the 2 there, I can get rid of a couple of numbers here. So there'll be 2 coming out of there, there, those 2. And to get rid of it, you just do that. And you notice I'm putting these we call them populated ones in the middle as opposed to the house ones which were in the corners around the side. So we have a 2 and a 3. And down here we have an 8, so we can get rid of, from both of these places we can get rid of an 8. And we actually have a 1-9 pair here, which is grand. 1-9 pair there means we can't have a 9 up here. So we might as well get rid of that while we're here. And let's see, we'll just make this an 8 first. Big 8. And that being a big 8 means this one can't have an 8. And I just noticed now we only have the 1-8 here, so that has to be a big 8. Right, we've got our 2 and 1-9s there. We have 1, 4, 6. We have a 3 here. We're getting lots of stuff here. That means this one has to be a 1. That means this one has to be a 9. No, 1-9 is down here, which means we can't have a 1 here. So this must be, sorry for a minute there, I thought I wasn't recording this, I was talking to myself. Might be just as well, to be perfectly honest with you. Get rid of the 1 there, so we have a 4-6 pair up there. Now that turned out to be quite fruitful, didn't it? And that too, I'm not often lucky like that. And quite often you can't see the wood for the trees. This 1, 3, 9 down here, so we have a 9 there, we have a 1 there. So this one has to be a 3. Oh, that's grand now. They're more or less finished now at this stage. And wouldn't it be great now if these were to fall into place as easily, but I have a feeling they won't. But I'm noticing we do have a lot of pairs, and it's great to have these pairs. They might form, I'm just thinking, would they form part of a chain at a later stage? Put those into this mode. I just want them all easier for me to see. Being a bit of a geriatric with bad eyesight, I sometimes don't notice things. And can you see this one here? That means this one can't be a 1. By the way, I just put these in as centered, easier for me to see things. And just well, because I noticed then that I shouldn't have a 1 there. And that means this one up here must be a 1. I'm just going to look now around and see, does that one make an effect anywhere else? What I'd like to do at this stage is go through all these again. And I've just been looking at them. 1 and 2, there's no difference. There's 3 now. There is a difference with a 3, because we have a 3 here, which means this one here, get the right keys now, sturdy. This one here can't be a 3, which means this one here is a 3. Does that give us any more? Over here, no. Over here, no, we still have our 2 3s, but over in this one, it should make a difference, surely. Yep, 2 3s in here. 8s, we have our 3 there, we have our 3 here. What about over here now? We have that, and this one has come in, so we have our, there we go, we get a pair anyway of 8 in there. What about over here? Down here, across here, so there are 2 8s there. Well, we're getting a few little bits and pieces anyway. And finally the 9s. And so now we just have 2 left here, so it's going to be a pair. What pair will it be? Well, it can't be 1 2 3, it'll be 4 5 4 6. With all these 4 6s, and this is me just scraping the bottom of the barrel, I'm wondering will we get another 4 6 in here somewhere, which would be nice. So what can go in here? Well, and the 3 of them we can have a 2. That's for starters, which destroys my hope of getting a 4 6. And the 3 of them can have 2 3 4, yeah, 4. The 3 of them can have a 4 as well. Can't have 5. Can I have a 6? And yeah, these two can't have a 7. Oh, there we go. Look, so that means this has to be a 7. Right. Got something. While we're here, we then might as well scrub the 7 from there, though it's only confusing. And sure, we might as well write in what's going to go in here. It'll have to be 267. Can't be 267. 26. 26. Yeah, 26. Sure, that's useful. I have a 26 here. I have a 26 here. That's a pair. Come on, keep noting them down. So if I have a pair there, what is left then for down here? Well, it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. It has to be a 7. That's lovely. Oh, not 7. 7. And that 7 in there means that this one can't be a 5, 7. So that one has to be a 5. And if that's a 5, that one has to be a 7. That one's finished. Great. Now before I go off looking for chains and all the rest, and there seems to be nice pairs around the place that might form something to do with a chain. Okay, all of these we've done as much as we can in them. It's just this one, and this one. So might as well start with this one and just see what are the possibles in here. Am I right if I was to say 4, 8, 9? I think I'm right. I hope I'm right. Don't start shouting at me if I'm wrong. And this one is going to be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 7, 8. Where's the 9? Is there any 9? Oh, there's 9 there. 2, 6. Okay. This one be too much to expect it to be 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 2, 6, isn't it? Yes, that's a 2, 6, 2, 6. Okay. Oh, what's this going to be? 1. No, it's not going to be a 1. 1. 2, it can't be 3. It'll be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9. I know it won't be able to change that in a minute. I'm just trying to get it straight in my head. It'll be the same 2, 4, 6. This time there will be an 8. And there will be a 9, and that's it, isn't it? Yes. Now we have a 2, 6, 2, 6, so we can get rid of 2, 6 in both of those, and that is our pair. You know, at this stage, I can't really see anything. Now, I'm sure other people looking at that can obviously see, there's a chain, it'll get rid of this, that, the other, but I'm sorry, I'm too old for that. What I'm going to do now, and I'll just leave you for a second, well, it'll take more than a second, I'm going to fill in all the possibles for up here and down here, and then we'll see where we go, if I can get rid of anything else or bring in any more uniques or whatever you call them. Alright, so give me a few minutes and I'll be back to you. And by the magic of pausing the record button, I'm back to you in no time. Down here, I just noticed this house here now, we only have the 1, 5. By the way, all the possibles are in the center. Forget about the outside ones there. Out of date at this stage. So that then has to be a 5. That becomes a 5. We only have 1, 3 in here now, so that then becomes a 3. Actually, if that becomes a 3, then this becomes a 4. 4 becomes a 3. And things are going, and we're now stopped. What else can we say? 3. That'll get rid of that 3. Oh, there's no 3s there. This then has to be a 3 up here, because those 2 3s, that one there has to be a 3. Right. Now, 2 6 9s here. Oh, stop. Stop. The 2 6 9s here, we have a 6 here and we have a 6 here. So we can get rid of those 6s. I'll tell you what, give me a minute. I want to clear off what, now that I put in these ones, how that affects me possibles. All right, come back to you in a second. In fact, I'm a little bit sorry that I cleaned it all up because I'm getting desperate at this stage. I can't see a way forward. I think at this stage I have to start looking for chains, and to be honest with you, I can't see anything. So I'm just going to call a stop now. I'm going to go for a swim, and I'll come back to you later on today because I'm lost. I'm sorry, I'm lost at the moment. Maybe you know, if somebody knows where it should be now, just go and put a comment down below. I know it's too late for me, but it'd be nice to know. Did I miss something obvious? All right, talk to you again. Now, I like X-Wings. I'm kind of hoping I can stick in an X-Wing here. I haven't had much luck. I've been staring at it. Like, we've a load of 4s and 6s. You know, an X-Wing, that would be one part of it. And then if I could get another one... if we're going on 6s, there would be a 6, a 6, a 6. Missing a 6 here. So if we take all of this then as being... Well, see, the fin would normally be going up that way. Oh no, it's just wrong here as well. That's no good. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. You can have an error, or what I call... that's, I can't remember what I call it now. Flying the ointment, but you can only have that in one house. In other words, if you have an X-Wing and then one of the houses that's in one of the corners, if there's an extra couple of things there or something wrong, then we can do something with it. But if we're doing 2, 6, well, on the 6 for example, well, we've got 2 6s here. Well, that'd be okay because we've got 6, 6. Oh no, if we're going this way, then we can only have 2 6s this way. So that means this house is the flying the ointment, and this is flying the ointment as well. So that's not good. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Going on to 2s. Similarly, the 9s aren't much good either. Like, things are not lining up. Like 6, 9, 6, 9. This would look like a sashimi actually if we're going on 6s here. Yeah, because we'd have, this is one end of the X-Wing, this is the other end. We have our pairs along the rows. That one is okay. This one, that's a sashimi, so this would be okay. So here we have our problem. You see, this then becomes the fin, so we've got nothing then to cancel out. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of all these greens because they're just confusing me. I can't see the wood from the trees at the moment, because I find when I'm looking at those pairs, I'm not looking at other, just know what there's 2 numbers. Now, if we're going to do chains, we're going to be looking at any place where there's 2 numbers. At least that's what I like to do. What I was looking for before that was an X-Wing. I thought I had one between there. Oops, not there. There and here, but you know, there's stuff in the way. Or between there and there. There. That'd be a fin. Get rid of that. I don't know. Like, what we mostly have is 4s and 6s. And okay, the key thing is to pick a number. This is what I do. Pick a number and then try and work out what you can get rid of. Having, like, for example, if we picked a 4 here and it's pointing to that one, then we would need to finish on a 4 here or here. So that if that was on, then that's off. If that was off, then this is on and that's off. So looking for some sort of a chain to something like that. Or if we started here, then we're pointing to this one. So we could do 4, 6, 6, 4. Nothing. Six down that way. So if we did 6, 4, 4, 6, 6, 2, 2, 6, 6, 9, 9, 4. What did I start with? I got it forgotten again. I started here with, okay, to come down here in the 6, so it had to be a 6, 4. So I started here with 6. So 6, 4, 4, 6, 6, 2, 2, 6, 6, 9, 9, 4, 4, 2. No, we can't line up with this one. 4. We came down here on the 6, so if we started here on the 4, sorry, I find these hard to do. There's no two ways about it. To me, it is just trial and error, and maybe there's no chain here that's going to do anything. 4, 6. If there isn't, I'll just cut this out. You won't see it. What was it doing? 4, 6, 6, 2, 2, 6, 6, 9, 9, 4. Is that the end? That could be the end of my chain. Yeah, that's a chain. From there to there, and this is the one cut between the two of them. So if that's on, that's off. Let's make that sure. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. I should have done the other way around. I should have said off, on. But it's going to work either way because they're all strong links. So if one has a 4, the other one is not a 4, and if this is a 4, that's not a 4. Therefore, in here, after all that rigmarole and all the rest of it, we don't have a 4 there. Now, plain and simple. And we have a 4 here, and that is the only 4 up here. Therefore, I think, if I'm not madly mistaken, that has to be a 4. Now I'm going to stop this for a second while I just check that through myself again. All right. Yeah, I think my logic, if that's what you want to call it, was right. And we had we only have the 1 4 here now, so that then has to be a 4. And we now have 2 6s, 2 6s. And continue with that. That 4 going in makes these a pair. I'm sorry I'm being pedantic about this, but I have to take my time, make sure I get them right. And I'm going to get rid of that 8 there. Oh, of course, for this 4 here, I need to go and get rid of my 4s along here. 4 there. Oh, that gives me a 2. You know, we'll take that now while it's here, because this is becoming painful. That 2 will get rid of a 2 up here. And now along here we just have the single 2 here. So that must be a 2. Right, moving along briskly. If that's a 2, then this one, get rid of that. This one here must be a 6. And that 6 is going to get rid of 6s in both of these. But also that 2 makes this one a 6. Big 6, big. Do you know what? I think this is it. That 6 gets rid of 6s in both of these. Yeah, I think we're on the home stretch. Okay, that is, yeah, I think we're there. 9 there makes that a 2. I know I'll make a mistake at this stage, but if I do, I guarantee you I'll cut it out of the final video. This makes this one a 6. Nothing like editing to get rid of all my mistakes, I can tell you. And I now seem to be stuck, so stay quiet now for a minute while I try and work out what I've done wrong. Well, started we have a 2 here, so let's stick that one in. And if that's a 2, then this is a 6. And if that's a 6, that's all I have for them. If you just look at it long enough, you'll see that there's something wrong. There's a 4, which means this one here must be a 6. I was hoping it's going to be a 4, but anyway. So that means we get rid of 6s there, and I like the way you can do this with this software. Just get rid of 6s and a whole load of cells at once. I like that. That becomes a 7. And we can get rid of a 7 there and there. I know, I'm wasting time. Gives us a 4 there, but I don't get any heart attacks when I do it this way. And that gives me a 2. and down here it'll give me a 7, and over here it'll give me a 6, and that 6 will give me a 4. Lovely. Now that's looking a lot neater, isn't it? That 8 will give me a 6, and as they say, bar to shooting, we're there. And that 6. What does that 6 give me? Come on now. What is next? I was going to say we have the same 148919, 148919, but we don't have a 1, 2. We can't have a 2 there. So that has to be a 1. I seem to remember getting caught in that in a previous one. That 1 gives me a 4. And the 1 there gives me a 9. And that gives me a 1. And now we've an 8989 that way, but if you go this way, there's an 8 already there, so that is a 9. And hallelujah, this one then must be a, don't get it wrong now, must be an 8. Duncan was right. He said there was a chain, and there was a chain, and it wasn't a bad chain either. It was fairly nice. And look, thank you for watching. This was from the Telegraph, and they have these diabolical ones every Friday, so I'll have another one in a week's time for you. And oh yes, I meant to say this, I'm going to put links for a couple of other ones. CrackingTheCryptic, they do these diabolical ones every now and then. You really should go and have a look at their website. They like, I'm absolutely useless compared with them. This has taken me, by the way, it's not taking me an hour, this has taken me the best part of a day to do. But when you see them doing it, they do it literally in about 40 minutes. So if you really want to learn how to do it right and with a little bit of finesse, go over to their website. I'll try and put a link, I'll put a link down below in the description. Alright, so until the next time, Slán Tamil.